here. Today I wanted to do another Sunburst wreath, but this time we're going to do a Christmas theme. I just had this idea and I just have to do it. So this is what this idea is based on. So it's kind of a goldish silver, almost like a white color, and so we're going to do a really pretty one with this in mind. So let's get started. Okay, so this is kind of my inspiration. I just love this. It almost looks like champagne to me. And it's for Christmas, but it could also be for really any time during the holiday. So I just love this. I also got this little joy that's really cute. You could use that as well. And then I got all these pretty different meshes. Look, this is kind of like a goldish champagne with off-white. We have gold, silver. This is a silver and white. And this is a snowball mesh, but it is the metallic. So it's not exactly perfectly white. It almost has a silver tinge to it. And then I have some gold and some silver, different silver ribbons that we'll add to it. Isn't that cute, little snowflake? So what we're gonna do is move all these out. I'm gonna move this away. Hi, Bella. And then we're gonna start cutting our mesh. So I'm going to use all 5 different colors to do this. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It just makes it a little different. So all I'm going to do is open these up. See, isn't that pretty? I like that. Now these, almost all of these came from Craft Outlet. This one came from Trendy Tree. I love that. And I tell you, I saw when I was on Trendy Tree this really gorgeous silver one. I wish I had ordered it now, but it was really pretty. See how pretty that is? Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to roll them out. I'm just going to stack them on top of each other. It just makes it a lot easier and faster to cut them if you do it that way. Oh, and we will be using one of the 15-inch wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. I like those. They're very easy to use. And I have pipe cleaners in all these different colors, so we'll use those as well. But for right now, I just want to get started on cutting. So what I do, I always start off by getting a clean edge. It just makes it a lot easier for you to do your wreath if you do. I'm using a rotary cutter on my self-sealing mat because these are awesome. Okay, and then I just want to cut like every 10 inches. So I'm going to show you a few. And then I will go off camera and cut them. See, one of the great things about my mat here is it has measurements on it. So I can use that when I'm cutting. Alright. So I have 3 done. Now when I'm doing a wreath like this, what I like to do is I like to put things in bundles. So I'll put the entire bundle together and then I will put it on my wreath. It just makes it a lot faster. It makes for a much better experience when you're making a wreath. So that's what I like to do. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut a whole bunch of this, and then when I come back we're going to cut some of these ribbons, and then we're going to put our bundles together and get it on our frame. So this is the frame that we're going to be using, the 15-inch from the Dollar Tree. So I really like these. If you have trouble finding them at your Dollar Tree, you can order them online in a case. So if you don't want that many, you could split it with a friend or two. Alright, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten a ton of these cut. I love these colors together. These are awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, sorry, allergies. I'm going to cut some ribbon to put in here just to kind of give it a little accent. But I'm not going to do a ribbon in every bundle. I'm going to do like every other bundle. So I want to do that because I love these colors and I just want to be able to see some of these as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them at 12 inches. Here's the 12-inch one. I'm just going to use my 6-inch piece of cardboard to do that with. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure how many I'm going to need, so I'll just cut kind of a good amount. And all I do is take my ribbon and wrap it around my little tool. Let's see, one whole wrap back to here is a 12-inch ribbon, so I just wrap it around. I like that, that's so pretty. And then I'll cut it off at the top, like this. And then cut in here. And then I have 5 ribbons cut. Then I'm going to do a little detail, so I'm going to fold them over and cut at an angle away from myself. Just like that. Don't you love these colors? I love these colors. I think this is going to be my new favorite color this year. Well, I really like the black and white too. So, alright. So I'm going to do that on each one of these ribbons. I just wanted to show you before I got started. So I will cut some of, and I do have some 2.5 and I have some 1.5 as well, just because I don't want to overpower it, and it has the perfect colors. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these, and then when I come back we're going to put these bundles together and we're going to put it on our frame, and then we're going to attach our cool sign, which really isn't a sign, it's a star, but I'll be right back. Okay, I've gotten a lot of ribbon cut up. I have my mesh ready and I have my pipe cleaners. So I have this sparkly white and I have gold and silver. And I'm just going to cut them in half because I really don't need the entire, well, let's just use my scissors. I don't really need the entire thing. So I'll conserve and cut them in half. Alright. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So, I'm going to take one bundle. Here, we'll start with this. I'm just going to separate all of my mesh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate which ones are on the top. I don't really care which one's on the bottom. And I am going to pull them from each edge like this. Okay, and I'm going to tuck it in like this. And there's two ways you can do this. Now I like to use my bowdabra. You can just push it down on the bowdabra like this and it will hold it for you and you don't have to hurt your hands. The other way you can do it is you can hold it in your hands or you can use a chip clip. Just like this. You know, anything that is spring action would work really. But I like to use my bowdabra. These are really inexpensive. I got mine from Amazon. I know that you can get them from craft stores, but this is like $10 and you can't beat it. If you have, you know, pain in your hands or arthritis or anything like that, it really is a great solution. So I'm just going to do that with each piece. I'm going to pull on each end, make a little tuck in the middle, and push it down. So, pull, and then squinch in the middle, make my little bow tie, and put it down. Aren't those colors pretty? Okay, just like that. So this is just like the same way you would make a petal. If you've ever made a flower, it's the exact same way. Except with a petal, generally you either use it as kind of like a bow tie or you fold it in half. This you're going to keep it straight out. Okay, so I'm going to pull at each end. Put my little pieces in the center. Make my little bow tie and put it down. Then I'm going to take my ribbon. I'm going to use gold. I have gold on top, so I'm going to use gold. I'm going to find the center. I'm going to put that down. Now I'm going to use a gold tie because I have gold down. I'm just going to pull them back out. Put my tie around it. It's just easier if you kind of hold it like this to put your tie on. Now I'm just going to twist it 2 or 3 good times because I don't want this to come loose. And there you have a bundle. So it's just as easy as that. So we're going to do it again. This time we are not going to put ribbon on it. So we're going to do every other one with ribbon. So I'll just pull them apart. So we did gold last time on top, so let's go ahead and do the gold on the bottom. Just pull it apart. Take these 2 pieces in the middle, kind of join them with your fingers like this. Make your little bow tie. Put it down. I love this one. Isn't this pretty? Okay, so pull apart. Tuck in the middle, fold together. I really want one of the silver ones to be on top this time. So, pull apart, put my white down. See, this is the snowball mesh. It's really pretty. Okay, so let's do the silver. Pull apart, tuck in the middle, push together. Now I get this question a lot, so you are going to have some fraying no matter what method you use. The best thing you can do with fraying is either use a rotary cutter or a very sharp pair of scissors and use a spray such as E6000, Krylon. I like E6000 because it doesn't have an odor, it's not sticky, it's just great. I love it. Okay, put that down. I'm going to use a silver tie. I'm just going to pull this up. Put this tie around. and then just tie it off about 3 times, like that. Now we have two bundles made. And so what we're going to do, we're going to make a few more bundles, but I want to show you what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to go back to our frame and we're going to go in between rows 2 and 3, and we're going to tie this on the back, just like this. See, I have it in between 2 and 3, and I will just pull them together and tie it on. Okay, so I want to show you, if you want to do this method and you have a different frame, let's say you have this frame. So this frame has 3 rings. What you would do is you would take it and you would put it right on the middle ring. So if you have 4 rings, you want to do it in between 2. If you have 3 rings, you want to do it just on the 1. So either way works out just the same. It's going to look the same. It's not going to matter. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to take my tie, and I'm going to go in between 2 and 3. Just like that. And if you cut them in half, you will have enough to tie it on. It will make your, your ties, your pipe cleaners, chenille stems, whatever you like to call them. It will make them last a little longer. I will push these together like this. Now, if you're making one of these and it's your first time, do not be intimidated if it looks a little strange. It's going to look strange in the beginning, but you just have to keep adding bundles on, and as you add bundles on, it will look better. So just keep that in mind. So let's do it another time. So let's do the other silver on top. So we did this silver last time, so let's start with that one, and that's kind of how I keep track of where I am. So whichever one I ended with last, that goes on the bottom. We'll do our white. Okay, so pull apart. Get these pieces in the middle and just kind of swinch them up, tuck them in, put it down. Another one. So the way it likes to roll, just pull it apart on the opposite ends and just kind of squinch these together, put it down. So pull apart, just like that. Make our little bow tie, put it down, and this time we're going to be picking up a ribbon. So we're going to find the middle of the ribbon, pinch it, put it down. So we're going to use silver again because we have silver on the top. So we're going to pull it up. Then I'm just going to tie it on the bottom. About 3 times. Okay? See, that's how that one looks. When we go back to our frame, and we go in between 2 and 3. Just like this. And they just tie them together. Now when you first start these, you're going to need more in your first section than you do in your second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. It's going to start getting really full in the center, but that's okay. It really looks nice if you do that. And remember, we're going to be putting this on top of it. And see how big this is? but it's going to look great. So let's just keep going. So I'll show you this one more time, and then I will go off camera and make the rest of these bundles and put them on the frame. That way you won't have to watch as long, but I want to make sure that you get it. So just take another bundle. Now this time let's do white on top. So last time we ended with the silver, so let's put that one on the bottom. This is just an easy way to keep track of which one you want to have on top. So just like that. Okay. Make our little bow tie, put it down. Okay. Bow tie. Put it down. And then we're going to have our white on the top. So this one we're going to do with no ribbon. So put it down. I'm going to pick up one of my white ones. I'm going to pull these out. Pull my white one around the back. And just tie it on. Like that. We're going to come back to our frame. And I'm going to tie this on. So right in between 2 and 3. And I will tell you the way that I generally do this is I make a whole bunch of bundles and then I go and tie it on my frame. It just seems to go a lot faster and easier to me, but I'm kind of showing you as I go just so you can see how it works. Alright, so see how we have 2 with ribbon and then 2 without. So then you kind of get, you know, a lot of the really pretty mesh, and you get some of the pretty ribbon as well. So I'm going to keep going, and when I come back I will have the bundles made and I will have the majority on here. I'll show you the last little bit, and then we will figure out what we're going to do in the center, and that'll be it. We'll have a really awesome Sunburst Christmas wreath. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've gotten this done. Isn't it pretty? I just love this. I love these colors together. So I want to tell you what I did is after I finished this, I took it out to my garage and I sprayed it with my E6000 spray a good two times, and I just left these sprays in here because I wanted to show you. So it's very normal for a wreath like this to have frays. What I'll do is after I finish putting it together, I'll spray it and then I'll go through and clip off the frays. So this is what the back looks like. Now I had 3 sections where I put 6 bundles, and I had 3 sections where I put 5 in. So in the beginning you have to put more than in the end. But I think these colors look so pretty together. And so I'm going to go back to my inspiration. So this is what inspired me to do this. Now, I made this for my mother. She wanted something that she could put up for Christmas and leave through New Year's. So that's what we're going to do. So I just liked this champagne color, but you can put your piece right on here. Now she wants to leave it blank, so I'm actually not going to use this. I'm going to decorate this and do something else with it. But I wanted to tell you, you could also put, if you do a wreath like this, you can put something like right on the outside, or you can actually go in here and pull your mesh out and put something right in the center, right here. But I think when you leave it like this, and it's kind of all pushed in towards the center, it almost has a flower look. And I just really like that. So, and as you can see, I have just little pieces of ribbon here and there. So the ribbon is not really taking over. You see more of the mesh than anything. Now, some other things you could do, you could get some sparkly picks and add those in. But I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to add lights. So I got these lights. They're fairy lights. And I got them from Amazon. And they come with a little remote control. Let me see if I can find my remote control. Where'd it go? Well, oh. Snake. Haha. Okay. So, these are fairy lights. So they're very kind of delicate looking. I'll turn it on. So you see here? Isn't that pretty? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the beginning piece and I'm going to go to my wreath and I'm going to tie down this first one with a zip tie right to the base. So I'm just going to kind of push some of my bundles aside and I'm going to tie this right onto the base with a zip tie. There we go. Just be very careful when you're trimming your zip tie that you don't cut your lights. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way around the center first to start off. And just kind of push my little lights right in the center. And then every once in a while I will take one and I will tie it right down to the base. There we go. And then I'll just keep going around doing the exact same thing. Okay, so I'll just keep going along the middle, just like this, kind of pushing my lights down in there, and I will just tie it occasionally with my little zip tie, which is pretty easy. Just move your little bundle aside and run your tie right down to the base. Tie it on. Okay. So I'll keep going. Okay. I'll tie it on again. Okay. So this is back to where I started. So now what I'm going to do, see, and I have, this is a pretty long string, so I'm going to start putting it, moving my mesh aside and just kind of slipping it down, pushing it down in between my mesh here in the middle. Now these bundles are pretty tight and this is not going to move, but I would occasionally tie it down to the base just to keep it from moving. So I'll tie one here. I'm just doing the same thing, pushing it down, and I'm just tying it to the base. Now this time I'm tying it more to the top of the base than the middle. Here we go. Alright, so I'll just keep moving this and putting some down. Okay, now this itself I want to tie onto the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my mesh. I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to flip this over. I just want to go ahead and show you this. And I'm going to take a zip tie. It has this little piece right here, and I'm just going to go through that, and I'm going to tie it right to my base. Now, these will tend to move around a lot, so what I'll do is take a larger zip tie, and I will tie the middle around the base as well. And that'll just keep it from flopping around, because it will. It will flop around. Okay. Okay. So I'll show you that. Now I'm going to take, see now I still have a lot of lights left. So what I'll do is I will go back down and kind of run some at the bottom in between. And you can move your mesh around and just hide where you're moving some of these lights around. So, whoop, let me get that out. So I'll just hide some in between these down here. Tie one off. So when I do this one here, I'm going to tie it to the bottom. And the reason I'm doing that is just to keep it from moving up and down. There we go. So this way we have kind of a good mix of lights at the top and lights at the bottom. Okay. There we go. Now, let me show you what this looks like. It'll be somewhat hard to see because, of course, I'm inside. I have my lights on, but can you see those in there? See, when you put this on your door and it's nighttime, it just looks so pretty. And you can change out the colors. You could make this whatever color you wanted to. The white is really pretty. That's one of the reasons why I like this, and the gold and the silver, because they tend to kind of reflect that light a little bit. So I just really like this. So the last thing I want to do is put a little tie. Oh, let me trim some of that off. I want to put a little tie on it so we have somewhere to tie it on the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some gold pipe cleaners. I'm going to run it through, make sure I have a nice little loop here so you can see that. And I'm going to tie it around the base really well because I don't want it to move. There we go. Now we have something to tie it onto. We have our lights there. And this is our wreath. Let's move that up a little bit. See? I I think it turned out really pretty. So I hope you like this. Let me know what you thought. And make sure to like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching. If there's something that you would like to see specifically, let me know. I do have some fun ones coming up. I'm going to be doing several Christmas trees. I will be doing another candy cane. When we have the Sally and Jack coming up. So that's going to be fun. And I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.